Bluecast X5 castable resin. Let's give it a review. Hey guys, when Bluecast sent me their X5 resin to look at, I was very excited, and I've been trying it out for the past few weeks. If you visit bluecast.it, there's a download page that I'm very proud to say I had a small hand in inspiring. It's a great place to get current information on resins and printer settings, and that's where I started. I opted to use my Frozen Sonic 4K printer throughout my experiments with X5, but there's information here for most printers. Now, there's a few points listed on this literature that I will come back to later. As always, I started with the Amerilabs Town test print, and I was certainly pleased with the results. I like Bluecast X10, but for detail, I have to give the edge to X5, as it's nice and crisp. The other major advantage of X5 over X10 is there's no need to add customizers, which can be a bit of a pain to the uninitiated. But see my X10 videos for details of those. Plate adhesion is also a problem with X10, and I'm sorry to say it's no different with X5. So when the literature says no primer needed, don't you believe it. With the Bluecast primer, adhesion is good, so it's an absolute must when purchasing. And if you use my print on prime coat method as well, you'll never have a failed print through plate sticking issues. In all my test cases, I've been pleased with how X5 prints. It's happy with light supports and it picks up detail well, though the colour makes it difficult to see what's going on. In its uncured state, X5 prints are firm and manageable, with supports clipping away easily without being brittle. The literature tells us that UV curing is not required, but it also states can be polished, engraved, drilled, post-cure is needed. Now, in terms of castable resins, my understanding of polishing means sanding the print free of print lines and defects with ever finer grades of sandpaper, until the print is silky smooth, as is sometimes done in wax casting. For this reason, in all my tests, one print was UV cured and one was left uncured. In either state, the prints sand well, though cured prints are much firmer and therefore sand that little bit easier. I found the prints attached very easily to wax sprues, so setting up a basic casting tree was very easy. Burnout temperature is stated as being 750 degrees Celsius, though I found increasing this to 850 gave me better results. Admittedly, during this same trial period, I've been getting used to a different metal. This is ancient bronze, which I purchased from riogrande.com, and yes, I know changing two variables in any experiment is always a poor practice, but I really had no choice. However, when it came to the castings themselves, I was very pleased. Each subsequent cast improved greatly as I got used to both metal and resin. It's hard to say if there's a difference between the cured and uncured prints when it came to the casting stage, but I would say at least with the first two casts, the uncured print cast that little bit better. But quite honestly, the difference was negligible. The detail certainly came through in the casts, and I'm confident in saying that this is certainly my favourite Bluecast resin so far. However, I don't completely agree with the literature. I feel primer is definitely needed. Additionally, those living in cooler climates should disregard the point that states no preheating required, as even here in the UK, I found the resin thickened considerably at less than 20 degrees Celsius, and further reading of the literature is littered with recommendations to preheat to 40. Now, I wasn't that scientific, but I found that if the bottle is kept at a nice warm room temperature, then the prints worked fine. Finally, as mentioned, I don't like the colour very much. The translucent blue isn't easy to focus on, so spotting print flaws is tricky. A matte colour would be much better, and for me, if it was grey, it would be perfect. But these things might not be possible when dealing with a chemical recipe for castable resin. And at the end of the day, it is Bluecast. But honestly, these are petty gripes. I feel almost ashamed to make them, but I do strive to be as balanced in my reviews as I can be. But with that said, I have to say that I do like Bluecast X5. I really do. It prints great, sands well, holds detail, and casts in the excellent way we've come to expect from Bluecast. And though I'd urge you to remember that I'm very much an amateur and not a professional, I'm pleased to say that whilst using X5, I've produced what I feel are some of my best castings to date. So there you go guys, Bluecast X5 castable resin. It does the job nicely. I hope you enjoyed this video guys. As always, feel free to drop me a line if you have any questions or comments. So take care and thanks for watching.